Hey guys, this is Vanessa Dyer, and I'm the Charlotte, North Carolina-based lifestyle blogger behind thecheekybean.com. With several successful years as a business owner, a first-time mom, and a deep passion for health and wellness, I'm here to share my honest, unfiltered advice on all things motherhood, relationships, travel, and more. So grab a coffee and join the conversation. This is the Cheeky Bean Podcast. It is 4:30 on a Thursday, and let me just tell you, your girl is so ready for a cocktail. We have so much to celebrate this weekend, and it just feels like it should be Friday. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I am so freaking excited about this episode because big things have been popping at the Cheeky Bean headquarters, and I have been working tirelessly on multiple projects over the last 6 months, and I'm just so freaking excited to finally get to share the news with you guys, because we can officially say that the Cheeky Bean has its own product. So today I am here to talk about why and how I launched a product. And I only want to tell you about what it is, but I'm going to give you all the tea on how we did this. And I'm clearly no expert in this. This is obviously my very first rodeo with launching a product, but I gotta say, I learned so much throughout the process in the last 6 months of just sourcing and designing and shipping and figuring out e-commerce. So let's get into it. So I launched the Cheeky Bean in 2016, and it is wild to think that that was already almost 8 years ago. But I launched the Cheeky Bean because I was working in corporate America, and everyone would always ask me where my outfits were from. I loved clothes. I've loved shopping since I was limited 2 days, 6, 7, 8 years old. My mom and I used to go to the mall. We'd spend 4 or 5 hours shopping at the Millennial Mall in Orlando, Florida. And anyway, styling outfits and all of it was just something that I enjoyed doing. I love taking cute photos. So at one point, someone asked me when I was working in corporate America if I'd ever thought of starting a blog. And at this point, it was 2013, and the term blogging was still very new. So I wasn't really familiar with it, other than I followed a couple girls on social media and saw them posting their cute little outfits every day. And honestly, I think those girls were in college still. So this was the early times. I definitely wasn't an OG girl, but 2013, blogging was only maybe a couple years into kind of becoming more common, I would say. So I've told the story before on previous episodes, but I do think that it's important to tell it again to give you guys the foundation. Backing up to college, I was a psychology major at Clemson, and I had this amazing internship with a psychologist, and I just loved the opportunity to help people. I loved sitting in on those sessions and just getting to know people's stories, and I always just had this pull in me to be able to figure out how to help people, but I obviously ended up not pursuing psychology for work, but I still always wanted to make a difference or an impact on people. That particular mark just never really left me. I just wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do that in my everyday life. So what ended up happening was I married the two. I was thinking about how I could make people feel good about themselves or help them in some way. And I was also thinking about my passion for styling outfits, for taking photos. I love photography. And so that's how I landed on the blog. And mind you, this was a time where blogging wasn't nearly what it is today. The LTK app literally did not exist. Monetizing was a foreign word to me. And most of the affiliate networks that you see out there today, like Amazon Associates and some of the other networks, those weren't even around yet. They weren't born. So pre-monetization days. So I basically decided to start this blog to provide a place where people could get all types of ideas and inspiration. And then over time, it morphed into beauty tips and tricks and travel hacks and fitness endeavors. And then obviously I had a baby, and now we're talking about motherhood. But in the beginning, I gave my phone to Shane, and I just started having him snap photos of my outfits each day to post on Instagram. And then I would tap tag each item with the retailer that the pieces were from, because like I said, LTK wasn't a thing yet. So there was no screenshotting. I think back then you could like the photo and you would get an email, but anyway, no app. So I started this thing with zero intention of ever making money from it. I was like, oh, this is just something fun for me to do. It is a great creative outlet for me. I really just wanted to build a space on the internet for women to come to as a source of inspiration. I worked on it 7 days a week, morning and night, outside of my corporate job. Shane traveled for work, so it actually kind of worked out perfectly because it wasn't like I was taking time away from us, gave me something to do. And then during this time, I slowly started to build this community of women that were coming back to my page day after day to look for inspiration. And as I was building this thing, people in my corporate job and a lot of my clients that knew I was doing this, that were like really supportive of it, they just kept asking me like, what's next? What are you going to do next? Like, there's got to be something else after this. And at first I thought, well, maybe I want to own my own clothing boutique one day. I always knew that I wanted to have something of my own, but I really wasn't sure exactly what. I thought maybe swimwear or athletic wear. Those are two things that I'm passionate about, that I like good quality in, that I wear all the time. It sells well for me. But I didn't just want to slap my name on something that wasn't really true to my brand. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure that it was something that you guys wanted, that it was something different and unique, but also something to honor the community of women that we have at the Cheeky Bean. All right, now fast forward to the socks. I'm sure you guys are like, socks, question mark? That's so random. But here's the backstory. About a year ago, I'm sitting at this girls' dinner. I'm there with an entire table full of badass women who all either own their very own successful businesses or they had climbed the corporate ladder in ways that are hard to do as females in corporate America. And I just remember leaving that dinner being like, damn, I'm so inspired by all of them. Like, what an honor to get to spend time with women who are just as ambitious, just as motivated, and badass as I feel inside. And we had this group chat going to coordinate the dinner. And I think at some point someone changed the name of the group chat to the Bad Bitch Club. And at that time, it was just kind of like us joking around. But then Meryl, my best friend, for those of you who aren't familiar, immediately somehow sourced these socks for the group that said Bad Bitch Club on them. And at the time, she was like, yeah, I know the colors are kind of meh, but it's the only thing I could find. But we didn't care. It was just a really cute gift. It was attainable. It was easy to buy for a big group of people. Anyway, fast forward like 8 months. I have been styling and wearing these socks all over town. And literally every time I wear them, somebody stops me and asks where the socks are from. And I'm not talking about just like, it is moms, it's dads, it is people at the coffee shop, it's like teenagers. It's literally everybody loves these socks. So I'm like, damn, these socks are a hot commodity. Now, you guys know that I like my crew socks. I always wear those black and white Versace crew socks, but I'm gonna keep it real. The quality of those are shit. The price point is unattainable for a lot of people. I really only wear those the most because they're black and white, so they go with everything. So at this point, I'm like, oh, damn, I really want those Bad Bitch Club socks, but I want them in a black and white or like at least a neutral color that I can wear with everything. So I go to work on Google. I'm searching, can't find a single pair anywhere, not even the ones Meryl found. So I end up doing a little bit more of a deep dive and I find out that the company she purchased them from was actually dissolved. Reached out to the owner, never got a response. I do a little bit more legal homework and I realize I can actually make these socks, but I can make them better and I can make them the way that I want to make them, in the colors I want to make them, in the quality I want to make them. And one thing about me is if there isn't a way to do something, I am going to find the way. So the first thing that I do is start designing what they'd ideally look like if I were to build them myself, since I couldn't get them anywhere else. Because like I said earlier, the ones that we had weren't perfect. So I was like, I'm going to make these perfect. I already know what I don't like about them. I already know what I don't like about all the other crew socks that I have. So I worked with the designer to pick out colors, fonts, sock length, sock colors, the full gamut. And then through the design process, I ended up meeting someone who did the manufacturing. And then from there, I found someone to redesign my website so that we could actually integrate them into thecheekybean.com, which you guys should check out. We just did a huge website redesign. You can purchase the socks on the website. It is absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, I can't wait for you guys to check it out. It's everything I envisioned. But anyway, back to the socks. We focus on making that checkout process super simple. I did not want the consumer to feel overwhelmed. So the entire project has truly been a very end-to-end project. And like that isn't my full-time job. I am doing this alongside my regular workload on social media, my regular workload with the podcast. I literally can't tell you how many times I went back and forth on the prototype of this sock. It had to be the right length for everyone. It needed to be a good quality, cushiony sock. It needed to hold up over use and in the wash. So like I actually, sampled the prototype. I've washed them 55 million times. I wore them with all different types of shoes. And like, I just wanted this to be a really good quality sock that also looked freaking awesome, that you just feel so good wearing. I really just wanted to create the sock that not only was I proud of, but I wanted it to be one that you guys also really love. And yeah, while these socks are not solving a problem that you might have, they are fun, they are cheeky. very on brand for me. Am I right? They add flair to any outfit. Everybody is going to ask you where they are from, and they embody what this community of women is all about. So they go with everything because we made them in colors that go with everything. We will be dropping new colors seasonally. You will feel so empowered wearing them. They last for forever. Like I said, the quality is so, so good. They are so comfy. They're not a $100 pair of Versace socks. And best of all, they're made in the freaking USA. So that was something that was really important to me. I wanted to keep it local. I wanted to give that business to somebody right here in the Carolinas, and I was able to do that. So everything about these socks was done with you, the audience, in mind. Anyway, with the holidays fast approaching, these would make such a cute little stocking stuffer, or if you have a white elephant or secret Santa party, this would be a great gift to bring to either of those. I know my group of girls always does a little gift exchange. Last year, by the way, we did this really fun little idea. I don't know what the proper name for it is, but every girl in the group brought, it's based off of how many girls that you have. So we have 6 girls. Every girl brought 3 items, and it's 3 of the same items, and it's supposed to be like your favorite thing. So I did a lash serum last year, but if you're going to bring the socks, you would bring 3 of the exact same pairs of socks. And then when you get there, you lay all the items out on like a buffet, so buffet style of items, and then you draw numbers, and the number that you draw is the order that you pick in. So you bring 3 items that are your favorite item, and then you go home with 3 new items that hopefully you haven't already tried, or maybe it's like a holy grail item that you love that now you don't have to buy because you got to pick it from the buffet. So just a little knowledge nugget. If you do a little girls gift exchange, the socks would be a super unique item to bring to that as well. If you're headed on like a bachelorette or a girls trip, you can think matching Bad Bitch Club socks for the whole crew. I know my sister, when she did her bachelorette, we all wore matching t-shirts. I know girls at mine, I did matching swimsuits. Some girls do sashes. Now you can just do socks for the whole crew. They will literally elevate any outfit with them being the perfect accessory. So you're welcome. No episode would be complete without offering you guys a code for the product. It is on thecheekybean.com. You're going to find it under the shop tab, and the code is going to be cheeky at checkout. That's CHEEKY at checkout. thecheekybean.com/shop, so you can use the code on the socks. I would love your feedback. DM me if you take any cute pictures or stories. Please tag me. I would love to see them and reshare. I also just want to take a couple quick minutes to say thank you, because I would not be here or where I am today without this beautiful community of people who support me. Whether you're new to my podcast, or maybe you're new to my social media, or you've been around since day one, I am just so grateful for all of the people who support me, and I hope that I can keep providing value for you guys, bringing you new products that add flair to your lives, giving you tips and tricks. Hopefully there has been something that you found through listening to this podcast or following me on social media that has been helpful. I always aim to be able to empower you to feel your best. That is what this space is all about. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. I'm so, so grateful for the support, and we'll see you next Wednesday. But wait, before I go, I want to do a giveaway for my new socks. So all you have to do is subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts, and then send me a screenshot of your review on Instagram at the Cheeky Bean Podcast. Thank you guys again for all of your support. You're the best. Love ya.